Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fabulous. It's February the 2nd. It's Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's
Actually,
right.
we're going to get to that here in a little bit. We got a lot of special things going on today, but we'll tell you what all is happening here in a while. Also, want to let you know, it's a Tuesday. That means Charlie is going to be here, and if he sees his shadow, we have 6 more months of Tuesdays with Charlie. So I hope he sees his shadow. Yeah. Also, experts are saying print newspapers could one day become a, quote, luxury item. Nowadays, we have digital devices that you can open and read anything that you need to read. So they're saying us people who like to pick up a newspaper and read those things, that's going to be a luxury item someday. I do kind of like flipping open a paper and reading it. I don't do it ever, but
I don't ever do it either. I do. I go to the paper only to do the crossword puzzle. Otherwise, I don't ever touch it.
I've seen you doing that lately. You doing pretty good on those?
I always get them done. Yeah.
I think it's funny. The one, you didn't know what it was. You just put in some letters, I think. So.
No, I didn't either. You're so stupid.
Okay. Coming up here in a bit, we're going to find out what special things are happening today. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 2nd day of February. It's Groundhog Day. For those of you who have ever seen the movie Groundhog Day, you know why I said it that way. That's what they say in the movie. It's also Ayn Rand Day. It's Crepe Day. It is Marmot Day. It is Hedgehog Day. Apparently the other critters wanted in on the action. It's Groundhog Job Shadow Day. Wow. It's World Wetlands Day. It's Candlemas. And it's World Play Your Ukulele Day today. Oh, and Sled Dog Day. I almost missed that one. There's a lot of stuff going on today. The most popular one, of course, is the old Groundhog Day. Now, do you think that there's anything to that, or you think that's just a bunch of...
No, it's just silliness.
Yeah, I think it is silliness. But it's fun silliness, isn't it?
I suppose. Yeah.
I would like to go to Puxatawny, Pennsylvania someday. You know the movie Groundhog Day was not filmed in Puxatawny?
I did know that.
It was filmed in Illinois, which is kind of crazy, because they didn't think Puxatawny looked enough like Puxatawny. That's funny. All right, coming up here, going to talk about a case of life imitating fiction. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
All right, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. If I were going to say some really smart dog saved somebody, who do you think I'd be talking about?
Lassie.
Yeah, Lassie. Well, take a listen to this. A 13-month-old cattle dog named Lassie helped rescue an injured master after he fell from a horse in eastern Australia. No kidding. Lassie came to the rescue. George Crowther, a 90-year-old farmer, broke his pelvis when he was pitched from a bucking horse, and his foot became caught in the reins. Now, his dog, Lassie, came to the rescue, snuggled next to him to keep him warm. When darkness fell, his wife came searching in the woods with a flashlight, but he couldn't hear his cries. The dog ran to her. She said, "Where's George?" And Lassie led her right to her husband, her 90-year-old husband. So that's really kind of cool.
That is crazy.
Now, for those of you who remember Lassie, now I was not around when Lassie was on the first time around, but I saw the reruns. Now, didn't he usually run to get help? Or
I had seen a movie once or twice, but I never watched the TV show.
Yeah, I just saw like an episode of it. I'm not going to say I'm a Lassie expert. I don't even know if Lassie was a he or a she. So, but
Lassie was a she.
The episode that I saw, Lassie ran to get help. This Lassie just kind of stayed by his side and kept him warm. I shouldn't say just. That's important. But then when his wife was out looking, Lassie is the one that went and got Mama and said, "Hey, he's over here." So it's kind of cool. Maybe there's a good reason to name that dog Lassie after all. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about business cards for our Brain on Drugs. Also, we got a shocking story from a 25-year-old for our Moment of Duh. That's all on the way. And this whole Lassie business, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. One of the first things a business person needs are business cards, right?
Yes.
Well, when 21-year-old budding entrepreneur in Leavenworth, Kansas embarked on his business venture, he had some made up. But
for a drug dealer?
A good idea. Yeah. For a quick says for a quick hit on time, call the boss.
What an idiot.
Withheld his name, but drugs were his game. As fate would have it, one of his cards ended up in the hands of a police officer who thought, hey, let's see if I can get some crank. The cops called and said, hey, I want some crank, whatever that is. Oh, crack. There we go. Same. I think that's something different. Anyway, they said, I got $40. What can I get for $40? And they met up with this guy. And they said, it certainly made our job easy.
Wow. What an idiot.
He had a business card made. Hey, you want a quick hit? Call me. And he had his number on there.
Wow.
That's a bad idea. So I guess I understand. There was another story not too long ago. This may be a year ago that we read about a boy that was selling drugs on the street corner, and he made up a sign that said dime bags. And he was standing on the corner trying to sell dime bags, whatever that is. And a police officer walked up to him, not in uniform, but said, can I buy one? He's like, sure. And he handcuffed him and took him to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of brains to do dumb stuff like that. Coming up, we've got your moment of doubt. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
A shocking story on today's Moment of Doubt. 25-year-old Joshua Philip Martin was only on his fourth day on the job in Russell County in June of last year when he decided to play a prank on 23-year-old Courtney Roten, a rescue squad worker. Seems to be a happy-go-lucky sort of guy, and he was an emergency medical technician. He used the available equipment to mess with his coworkers. What he did was playfully zap Courtney on the chest and shoulder with a defibrillator.
Oh.
Which, that electronic device, the things that you see, on TV where they say clear.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason they do that. It gives a pretty big buzz.
Holy crap.
Courtney went into cardiac arrest after being shocked and died 3 days later.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't usually include stories where people pass away in the moment of doubt, but the reason I wanted to share this is because if you see these things, because there are public defibrillators in places, if you see these things, they are not to be messed with. Don't play with them. That message is not out there, and that's what this guy is trying to get off, because he's trying to say, hey, I didn't know how dangerous this was.
I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known either that it could cause somebody to die. Usually you see those tools being used to bring somebody to, back to life. But do not mess with them. This guy was not qualified to play with these toys, and nor are you. If you don't know how to use it, do not use it, because it could end up really bad. We have your Scoop of the Day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
When you go to Mickey D's and grab a big old pile of fries, what is the most important thing to go with it?
Ketchup.
Uh-huh. That's what we say. In Japan, they say, no, chocolate.
Ew.
McDonald's in Japan is serving French fries smothered in chocolate.
Ew.
It's the McChoco Potato. It's order of French fries served with white chocolate and cacao-flavored sauces. I don't know what that is. Japanese menus added the concoction 26th of January. McDonald's said in its most recent financial filing that its Japanese market is hurting due to fewer visitors and weaker sales. Sales in Asia have been down ever since McDonald's was hit with a foodborne illness scandal in China in 2014. All right. What do we have over here? Scientists from Korea have turned the main ingredient of calamine lotion into a tiny material that converts sound waves into electricity. Research could lead to panels that could charge cell phones from a conversation.
Oh, that's cool.
Or they could provide a boost of energy in the nation's electrical grid generated by the noise of rush hour traffic. So this is something they're working on right now in Korea. They're saying, hey, we can take, in South Korea, Well, it doesn't say that. It just says in Korea. But they're saying that they can take sound waves and actually turn them into energy. That, I think, is fascinating. A UK-based horticulture firm has developed a method of producing both potatoes and tomatoes on the same plant.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. What would you call that?
I don't know, but I don't know why you would want to waste good potato space growing tomatoes.
Well, see, potatoes grow underground and tomatoes grow above ground. So they came up with a way to use the same amount of space as just growing one and say, underground, we're going to grow potatoes, but up top, it's going to be tomatoes.
Don't you think this kind of Frankenstein stuff is going to come back to bite us in the butt one of these days?
I saw Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I know what's coming. Hey, watching TV is killing you. Didn't we just say the other day?
We just said the other day it was
that
not.
It's not bad? A new study.
We need to pick a side and be consistent.
I'm throwing it out there, and I'm going to let you guys decide. A new study found an association between people who watch loads of TV and living shorter. By tracking death rates and lifestyle surveys, the study found that people over the age of 25, for every hour of television watched, their lifespan is shortened by 22 minutes. And for every hour of television you watch, there's really only about 22 minutes of programming anyway. The rest are all commercials, so I can see a correlation there. This story, I think, is absolutely crazy. I can only imagine how awful this would have been to be one of the people. About 100 passengers on a train in China. The conductor called out the stop, and they were apparently not paying attention if that's their stop, because they would have probably recognized that that's not their stop. 100 passengers got off the train because they said, hey, whatever the stop. So they got off at that stop. It was the wrong stop. And they were stuck there for 4 hours. This happened after midnight. The conductor was confused, had no clue that he was like, oh, we're up to whatever, and they all got off, and he took off, and they're like, wait a minute, this isn't my stop. So 100 passengers got to stand on the side of the
at least they had
tracks.
Company.
Yeah, for about 4 hours. Authorities charge a former Maryland cop is not a very good bank robber. According to deputies in Charles County, former officer Vernon Thrift robbed a bank less than a mile from his home, and he used his own Honda as a getaway car. He's a former county police officer. He used to work robbery cases. A Charles County Sheriff spokesperson says on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give him about a 2. So you'd think he would have known better, considering the fact that he used to arrest people who did this stuff, and now he is one. So you don't think that he would have known better?
I know.
You would have thought so. Time for a strange law. People are not allowed to enter Wisconsin with a chicken on their head. So if you have a chicken on your head for whatever reason, you are not allowed to enter the state of Wisconsin.
That is so bizarre.
I'm going to see how many people videotape themselves breaking that law. All right, that's your strange law, and that is a strange law. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little segment we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. How you doing, Charlie?
Well, I'm here.
Well,
I'm ready.
We're glad you're here because that's the good way to start. What kind of stuff are we going to learn about today? Got some great things for us?
Oh, every Tuesday.
Yes, you do.
Hey, you lived in Nebraska once.
We did.
Yes.
Idiot. Did you know where Lehigh's at?
Lehigh, Nebraska?
No.
I don't think I went to Lehigh.
Well, you don't want to live there because it's against the law to sell donut holes.
Is it really?
Oh.
Now that's dumb.
That is dumb.
Donut holes are delicious.
They're better than the donut.
I think so too because they're bite-sized.
Yeah, they're really good.
Very good.
I wonder why. I wonder if they consider it waste and it's supposed to be thrown away. I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's silly.
It doesn't make
Probably
sense.
an old law back to the 1300s or something.
Well, probably not the 1300s. Nebraska wasn't even there yet. Well, it was there, but hadn't named it or
Donut
anything.
burr. Did you know that 95% of people text things they could never say in person?
I bet. Then there's people like me that call because I can't spell anything, so I'm not going to try to text it.
Skunks. Them smelly little things?
Oh, yeah.
You know they can accurately spray their smelly fluid as far as 10 feet.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
So if you're 11 foot, you're okay, but don't get any closer.
Stay at least 11 feet away from skunks at all times is what you're saying.
Well, it's hit and miss after 10 feet.
Kind of like most men in most bathrooms. It's hit and miss after 11 feet.
Hey, the person who invented the Frisbee was cremated and made into a Frisbee after he died.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Then you could throw Grandpa around forever.
I think that's kind of neat.
Until the damn dog bites it, chews it up.
Yeah.
At a jet plane speed of 620 miles an hour, the length of the plane becomes 1 atom shorter than its original length.
Well, who cares about that? 1 atom shorter?
How big is an atom?
Not very big. It's microscopic.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how they figured that out anyway. When it's going by, didn't that look shorter to you? Like an atom shorter?
Hey, look at that. That's a short plane.
I bet it was 2 feet shorter. Now that's something to talk about.
Wonder if that dead guy's Frisbee says, "Here flies the inventor of the Frisbees." Because most tombstones say, "Here lies." If he's on a Frisbee.
Oh, you're good,
Wonder
Heidi.
if it said, "Here flies."
Were you thinking of that this whole time?
I was. I was thinking, I wonder what it says. Because it's got to have something written on it, right?
You'd hope so. Otherwise, it might accidentally get sold at a garage sale or something.
Here flies Grandpa.
Hey, then here's a little scientific thing about worms.
Okay.
Penis fencing.
What?
Now, this is true. It's a scientific term for the mating ritual between flatworms. It
Okay.
involves 2 flatworms attempting to stab the other flatworm with their penis.
No kidding.
Penis fencing.
So now how do
Otherwise
they
known
mate?
as cockfights.
No.
Oh, that's chicken.
So how do they mate if they're both male?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, this is
Okay.
penis fencing.
Maybe they're fighting over the female.
You know, the problem is I would usually Google it, but I am not going to Google penis fencing. So I'm going to just take your word for it there, Charlie.
Did I tell you penis fencing? It's the truth.
Okay.
Can't lie on the radio.
I'm not gonna double check your answers. I'm telling you that much right about now.
Okay, then I got one last thing for you.
Okay, what's that?
Nearly 3% of the ice in Antarctic glaciers is penguin urine.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh.
You know, I don't think I really want to go there now. That just sounds
I
disgusting.
can honestly say I've never wanted to go there.
Yeah, whether it be 3% or 30%, I'm not going.
Exactly. I'm not going.
Yeah. I
It
don't
don't
think that
make
sounds
no
like fun.
difference. It's cold.
Well, you ready for a question from us?
Whip it on me.
Who invented swimming fins?
The things you put on your feet?
Yeah.
Oh,
He invented a lot of stuff.
they make a lot of stuff?
Yeah, this is a guy that invented a lot of stuff.
Albert Finkmeister's brother, Wilbur.
I don't I have to get a ruling from the judges on this, but I don't know what the heck you're talking about. No, it was Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, close.
You
Yeah.
were close. That was actually very close. I think they were neighbors.
Yeah, they were neighbors. So, yeah, true story. Benjamin Franklin, he invented the bifocals. He invented the potbelly Franklin stove, but he also invented swimming fins.
Huh.
So there you go. That guy did a lot of stuff while he was here.
Must not have could swim, huh?
Apparently. So, well, there you go. Well, Charlie, it's
Well,
always...
I learned something today.
You did. So did I. I learn stuff every day.
Learned more than I did, though.
Some stuff that I can't really repeat in good company, but I learned stuff. Well, we'll talk to you again next week, Charlie.
I'll be here.
All
Bye,
right.
Daddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Yeah, my father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Did you know that the first manually controlled patented traffic light was installed in 1914?
I did not.
Guess where it was?
I have no idea. New York.
Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, first manually controlled patented traffic light installed 1914 in Cleveland, Ohio.
Manually controlled. So that means the person running it could say, okay, now you go. Somebody is like running it manually?
No, I don't know. Manually
That's
controlled.
what it says, manually controlled.
Well, I don't know now. I was thinking that meant the first one that was like automatic, but
That would
yeah,
be automatically
Huh.
controlled.
Well, that's a good definition there, isn't it? Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The FBI has arrested JFK baggage handlers for allegedly smuggling cocaine.
Ooh.
That's not good. That's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Hey, fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
People who ate an apple about 15 minutes before lunch consumed almost 190 fewer calories at lunch than people who did not have an apple before lunch. So they're saying...
Same thing goes with a full glass of water.
Maybe you ought to
Just
have
drink
a
some
big
water.
old apple and some water, and there we go. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about...
Same thing goes with a Snickers bar. Anytime you eat anything
somebody
before
who
you
has
eat.
lunch right before lunch eats less on that second lunch. No, I think water, Snickers. No, not Snickers. Water, apple, whatever. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about nagging. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing over there?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We ever talk about nagging around here?
I don't know. Do we talk about nagging?
I've got a quiz for you here about if you're nagging too much. Ladies, in the past 2 months, did you complain that you wish he made more money? Yay or nay?
No.
Did you remind him about a bad car he bought or an item he lost even though it happened way in the past?
In the last month?
In the last 2 months.
No.
Did you...
I'm glad there's a time frame.
In the last 2 months, did you yell at him for leaving too large of a tip at a restaurant?
No, I don't have that problem.
I don't have any money to leave tips.
You're a very generous tipper.
I am. I try to be a good tipper. I'm like, how much can we give? Can we give a little more? Ladies, in the last 2 months, did you bug him about forgetting household chores?
No.
Complain when he stopped for a beer after work?
No, because you don't.
Demand he drop a friend who's a bad influence?
Yes, you've got lots of those.
Okay. How about tell him how to behave at a party or event?
No.
Okay. So you only got one yes and all the rest no's. Now, for men, keep track of your yes answers. Did you gripe at her for not going over the household budget? No.
No.
Did you beef about the money or the time she spends shopping? Not really. I don't.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Here's my thing. As long as I don't have to go, honestly, I really don't care. Did you suggest her housekeeping is not up to par? Have you whined about her cooking? Do you rant about her resisting your romantic advances? Do you disapprove of the time she spends on the
There's
phone?
an awful lot of these. You nag. You nag a lot.
Do you disapprove of the time she spends on the phone with friends? Do you berate her for not understanding simple mechanical things? I don't think I have a lot of yeses. Maybe one. You had one. I think we each had one.
I think you've got more than one.
I don't think I have more than one. Anyway, I don't think I do. It says if you have 0 to 2 points, there's no danger of you turning into a nag. 3 to 4 points, be careful. 5 to 7 points, you are in the danger
You're already there.
Yeah. Coming up, we're going to talk about a different war. The Cola Wars. Maybe not the one you're thinking of, though. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
You've heard of the Cola Wars, right, Heidi? Which
Oh, yeah.
colas are we talking about?
Well, the Cola Wars were Pepsi and Coke.
Yeah, this is a different one, though. We're talking about diet versus regular.
Ugh.
It's looking like calorie-conscious consumers may soon win out. Nowadays, people are buying almost as much, and in some cases, more of the diet drinks than the regulars. $64 billion soft drink industry is dominated by regular soda. Sales of diet are surging. Some analysts say low-cal could take the lead. You know why? Because, as one expert says, there's no such thing as a no-calorie hamburger. No such thing as a no-calorie donut. So these giant brands that have no-calorie drinks, they win because people are like, hey, you know what? It still kind of tastes like the other stuff, so I'm going to drink that, and I won't have to worry about any of those calories.
Not good for you.
Industry analysts say that diet's share has been growing steadily since the mid-'90s. Bottled water, tea, sports, and fruit drinks are also climbing, further stealing from regular soda. In an obese nation, obsessed with calories and carbs, it shouldn't come to a surprise that people are switching to diet. Beverage companies are rushing to give them more choices as well. So you're going to see more and more diet beverages popping up in the very short future here. Coming up, we've got Nightmare Politics. We're going to tell you all about that in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at gunup.com.
Heidi, do you have a lot of nightmares?
Kind of, sort of, not really.
Well, if you have a lot of nightmares, chances are you're a Republican. A new study shows that Republicans and Democrats even dream along party lines. Researchers at the Graduate Theological Union in Berkeley, California, I'm sure there's no bias at all here, analyzed the dreams of 56 college students from the conservative and liberal, a.k.a. Democrat and Republican camps. After 4 years, he found that conservatives have 3 times as many nightmares as liberals.
You know why? Because conservatives have to deal with liberals.
I wasn't even going to let you do that. It was also discovered Republicans are more likely to have lifelike dreams more so than Democrats. Democrats often experience unfamiliar characters, nutty events, and kooky settings. Wait a minute. You have kooky settings and interesting characters in your dreams. Maybe you're a little more
Don't you call me it. Don't you call me the D word.
A little more left-leaning than you might think there.
Not even a little bit.
Coming up here, we're going to talk about incoming. It's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Heidi, have you ever wondered why the airstrips have those yellow dashes down the center?
Not
what
really.
possible? Like if you're getting ready to take off, you're driving down the runway and they're taking off. It kind of looks like you're going down the road with the little what do you call those? Dashes down the center. It's not like an airplane has to stay on the right side of those. So what is it for? Well, here could be one of the reasons. By law, United States interstate systems, in other words, our highways, require that 1 mile in every 5 miles must be straight. Why is that? Because in times of war, these straight sections could be used as airstrips or other emergencies. Imagine, every day of the week, pilots are practicing to land on what you take when you're driving in the country, out on the highway.
Oh.
So they think, I don't have an exact answer, but I'm reading what somebody had put online, and it's true because it's on the internet, right? But he was talking about how, I got to wondering, why do they have dashes down the middle of that? I think it's just so they can, line up for the center. That's what I thought. But somebody else had a really good point. They were saying, 1 mile in every 5 needs to be straight. In case we would ever have war, we would have airstrips all over our country. And I guess that makes sense, too. Because they're like, now they're kind of practicing every day, right?
Sure.
So let's hope that never, ever happens. That would be very bad. Wouldn't like that. I don't think it will. As long as we continue to have the right to own guns as American citizens, I don't think we'll ever be invaded. Because there was a story a while back where somebody had talked about invading America, and they said there is a gun hiding behind... There's
every
an
blade of grass.
American with a gun hiding behind every blade of grass. So they said we would never go there. So that's good. I like that. Coming up in a bit, we do have
some of us have more than one gun.
Heidi has one in each hand, and she's got one in a holster as well. She's set. All right. On the way, we've got some good news. That's coming your way in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
I search high and low every day and try to find some good news to wrap this program up, and I think this is kind of interesting. After centuries of observing behavioral changes in new mothers, scientists are only recently beginning to definitively link the way a woman acts with what's happening in her prefrontal cortex, midbrain, parietal lobes, and elsewhere. So they're just trying to finally figure out now what's going on in a woman's brain when she's having a kid. According to a report in The Atlantic, gray matter becomes more concentrated. Activity increases in regions that control empathy, anxiety, and social interaction as you're having children. Now many scientists believe that mapping the maternal brain, like while you're pregnant, is key to understanding why so many new mothers experience anxiety and depression. And they're saying the more we know about these parts of the brain, the closer we are to coming up with solutions to depression and anxiety for new mothers. How cool is that?
That is cool.
I think it's really cool. Speaking of moms, this is for my mom. Move from a season of difficulty to a season of joy with these 5 game changers. You're looking for a way to have a great marriage? Here are 5 game changers to have a season of joy. Number 1, don't compare your marriage to an unrealistic standard. So if you're comparing your marriage to some perfect marriage, like the John and Heidi Show marriage. Just kidding.
Yeah, first of all, don't do that.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to us. But even if you do, you'd probably be doing way better than us. But they say keep it realistic. Number 2, don't mistake temporary challenges for deal breakers. So, if something happens and one of you is going through something that's temporary, keep in mind, hey, it's just temporary. 3, strive to find personal balance. That's something on your own, not in the marriage, but find personal balance in your life, and it's going to make you a whole lot better as a spouse. Number 4, forget the 50-50 rule. Truly great marriages tend to be made up of 2 people striving to do their share for the good of the marriage. So it should be 100-100. Because if you're both just doing 50-50, we're both doing, half. No, both give 100%, and you're going to have a marriage that overflows with love. And then number 5, celebrate the wins. So when you have something good happen, high five each other. High five, Heidi. There you go. High five. See, we're
We do
married.
that a lot in here.
We do. We never used to.
We fist bump.
Fist bump.
Yep.
Boom.
We fist bump.
Tried to do a chest bump, and I pushed her through the wall once, so we don't do that no more. No, this is a neat little list from iMom, and I thought I would share that. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more on their website. I'll tell it to you in a second, but first let me tell you why to go to their website. If you like to save money, if you have to shave anyway, and you don't want to have to go to the store, my goodness, you are the perfect customer for the Dollar Shave Club. For as little as $3 a month, you just sign up online, punch in your credit card info or your debit card info, and they'll magically mail you razors every single month for, like I said, $3 a month. That covers the razors, the shipping, everything. All you have to do is check it out. If you don't like it, if you get them and you say, hey, these aren't for me, I know John likes them, but I'm not a fan, cancel. You can cancel anytime. You're not locked into anything. Go check it out. See the video, learn more, sign up for razors at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Heidi, I've got a trivia question for you.
All right.
You feeling
Shoot.
smart?
Oh, sure, we'll see.
All right. Question. Oh, and I'm going to do something here quick so you can't just look over.
I won't look, I promise.
All right. You're driving in a car at a constant speed. On your left side is a valley. On your right side is a fire engine traveling at exactly the same speed as you. In front of you is a galloping pig, which is the same size as your car, and you cannot overtake it. Behind you is a helicopter flying at ground level right behind you. Both the giant pig and the helicopter are also traveling at the same speed as you. What do you need to do to safely get out of this highly dangerous situation? I'll
Well, why is it dangerous? If everybody's traveling at the same speed, I just stay in my lane.
Well, but there's a galloping pig. Huge.
But he's traveling at the same speed.
Flying
If I
helicopter.
Just go my same speed, nothing's going to happen.
But what if I said you had to? Where are you then? I'll ask you that.
What do you mean, where am I?
Where are you? Where's all this stuff happening? Is this a dumb question?
It's a very dumb question. If it's
Okay.
a pig
Here's what's happening.
the same size as my car, it's no place I've ever been.
You're on the children's carousel. That's where you are.
Oh.
See, a pig galloping, and you got a helicopter right
I've
behind
never
you.
seen a pig on a carousel. I've seen a horse.
There you go. Well, if I'd have said horse, you'd have figured it out. What do you think this is? Easy stuff? Come on. All right. Hey, an online service will help you find your unsecured live cam footage from people's houses. So you can go on, and people that have like online cameras, you can log in and watch whatever they're doing if it's unsecured. So here's the thing.
I've never seen a fire truck on a carousel either.
Yeah, they've got those. Yeah,
do
definitely.
not.
They do. Yeah, they got cars. Fire trucks. I got a picture of me and all those things. I don't really. I just read that. It was passed on to me as a little joke, and I thought it was funny. I thought you might like it, but you clearly I was wrong. So, online service helps you find unsecured live camera footage from people's houses. That is such a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a very
It's a great
bad
gift idea for the lazy stalker in your life, but it's a terrible, terrible idea. All right, Maine Governor Paul LePage says His state is too easy on drug crime, suggesting it should bring back the guillotine.
Whoa.
Republican governor said to the local TV station there, I believe, he said, we could have public executions and have,
Holy cow.
we could even have guessing which hole it falls in. Yeah. It's like
He
Plinko.
might be a little crazy.
It's like Plinko with, severed heads.
He must have been kidding.
I hope so. I don't know. All right. Where are we at now? Oh, hey, over here. Many of us are victims of workplace aggression. I know I am. Heidi. Nearly half of Americans are victims of workplace aggression, and I think I might be one of those people. So about 50%.
Is that all that you had there? You didn't have anything additional to that little tidbit?
There was more to it, but it said to click here, I have to pay them. I'm not going to. I'm going to quit using that one. Oprah lost 26 pounds on Weight Watchers.
Ah, that's super.
It says Weight Watchers co-owner, Oprah Winfrey. She's the co-owner now. She loves bread. Loves it. These are a few of my favorite things.
I love bread, too. I wish I didn't.
But it has not kept her from shedding 26 pounds on the Weight Watchers diet. The company released a new Oprah ad Tuesday of last week with the media queen bragging about her weight loss and her love of bread. So,
well, good for her.
There you go. Hey, wacky but true. Customs officers at an airport in Japan stopped a guy and demanded to look at his shoes. For someone 5 foot tall, he was wearing suspiciously large shoes. Guess what was in each shoe?
I'm assuming drugs.
Yeah, packs of heroin.
Wow.
He's like, hey, I got big feet. That's all. That's all that's going on. Yeah, the better to hopefully run away from you with. OnStar, always there, always ready. But for a Florida man, their GM vehicle communication system was a little too ready. Ralph Gomez was busted after showing off the OnStar system in his Cadillac Escalade. According to authorities, Gomez had the volume turned down so he couldn't hear the OnStar operator. When there was no response, OnStar contacted police. Tom Clements, a spokesperson for the St. Augustine Police Department, says when officers got to Gomez, they could see there wasn't a problem. But Clements says the officers did see clearly visible cocaine.
Wow.
It's on his center console. Gomez was jailed on a $15,000 bond, and his Escalade was also seized. So there you go. Always there, always ready. And Heidi is ready to wrap things up.
I'm ready to wrap it up.
Is that what that was? Or were you trying to swat a fly or something like that? It's the one thing about this bonus break. It can be, a minute long or too many minutes
Let's wrap
long.
it up.
I'm looking to see. I got one quick, short little thing I want to throw in. One last thing. Can we do one thing? Valentine's chocolate. It could cost more this year. You know why?
Why?
Cocoa is diminishing due to adverse weather conditions and poor farming techniques. Combine that with the fact that the demand for the sweet stuff is at an all-time high last year. The world has had an imbalance, and that has forced the price of chocolate commodities about 40% since 2012. So I might have to buy you half a Snickers this year.
Half a Snickers.
Yeah. I don't know if they sell them that way, but I'm going to try. It's going to do it for your bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more, and you can still afford those. Still just $3 a month. Check it out, dollarshaveclub.com/radio.